Alright guys, here's one for you. If you have one of these Briggs engines, these Intake series engines, now these are the ones that always blow the camshaft. ACR. The ACR goes, can't crank it, and that's the issue. This one here told me, we had just changed the cam in it, I don't know, a year or so ago, camshaft. And he said, oh, it's happening again, it won't crank over, this and that. So, one thing you gotta watch for. Make sure it's not hydrolocked. All right. This engine, I tilted it on its side in the back of my truck, and the next morning there's like oil and stuff all over the truck. I go, what the hell's going on? Well, it was because the whole cylinder was full of fuel. He left the fuel on, and by leaving it on, it all went into the intake. Thankfully, the intake valve was open, and it went into the cylinder. It didn't wash down into the crankcase because the crankcase is showing pretty good as far as the oil. So you can see it still dripping out of the muffler there a little bit. Anyway, we bought a cam. You know, it's $100 for a new Briggs cam and all. And we're getting ready to put it in. So, you know, I go put it on my bench and I go, let me tilt this thing over. So I tilted it over, and all of a sudden, it looked like oil, but it was fuel oil mix, mostly fuel, coming out of the muffler. I mean, it made a mess of my shop, made a hell of a mess out of my shop. Anyway, I take the spark plug out, sure as hell, fuel and everything come dripping all out of there. So if you're working on these Intex and you think the camshaft ACR is bad, you do two things. First, you take out the spark plug, and then you try cranking the engine. And if it will crank without any spark plug or no compression, then usually it's the ACR. But if you take out the spark plug and you try and crank it and you notice all kinds of oil and fuel coming out, well, then it's got a needle and seat issue with the carburetor. So this thing doesn't need a camshaft. Like I said, I put one in about a year ago. It just needs the oil and everything flushed. It's got to smoke like crazy when he puts it back in, but I just hit it with my starter and it spins freely with the spark plug in and all, and not an issue. So, all right, Intech engines, make sure it's not hydro locked. Take the plug out to make sure it's not the cam, and then if it is the cam, you replace the cam. But if you make it lucky like something like this, and all you got to do is get all that oil and fuel and everything out of the cylinder, out of the muffler, and put a fuel shutoff in if you don't want to put a new needle and seat in the carburetor. And with a new fuel shutoff, should be good to go. All right, fairly easy one for today. I still got a snowblower I got to work on. It's 90 degrees in June. Crazy. Anyway, there's a donor E-Series Briggs. I ended up taking the head off of that to put on another E-Series Briggs because they like to play with heads and pop heads off. This one was actually funny. It, what did it do? Yeah, it literally dropped the valve, the intake valve, into the cylinder and embedded it in the piston. So I just swapped out the head with a used head that I had on a runner that was just junk, and we're good. All right, that's it for now. I haven't put out a lot of videos yet. I really haven't done a lot of lives because just busy. You know, life goes on and family and everything else. So we'll talk soon, guys. And any videos you guys want to see, let me know. But Intech, compression release, camshaft, may not be. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.